ES Audio.
Hi, I'm John Weeks, and this is the Evening Standard's Tech and Science Daily. Coming up, the pairs of planets found floating through space. But first, Apple has blamed apps, including Instagram, for an overheating issue affecting some iPhone 15 Pros and 15 Pro Maxes.
It does seem like a bit of an excuse because obviously these apps which it talks about, including apps like Instagram, have been around for a long time. They're on virtually everyone's phone and they don't seem to cause any other phones to be overheating. So it seems like Apple are looking for a finger to point.
Apple has in part blamed the likes of Instagram, Uber and mobile game Asphalt 9 for making the phones too hot, but said it's working with the app's developers on a solution. Our tech correspondent Simon Hunt reckons Apple should have spent more time testing the iPhone for issues like overheating.
It seems as though, the processor's running a bit too fast. It's causing the phone to overheat, so they're going to have to do some kind of software update to slow it down a bit. I don't necessarily think it's something that will be fatal for the phone, but it does seem bizarre that this wasn't something that they anticipated. Perhaps they could have spent more time testing out before they released it to the market.
On the weekends, the company acknowledged the issue and said a fix is in the pipeline, but it won't come in the next software update, iOS 17.1. Simon reckons there's a chance this overheating problem could put off people planning to upgrade.
There might be people with a much older generation looking to get a new one, where they might think, well, maybe I'll just go on the second-hand market and find a refurbished iPhone 14 instead of forking out more money for a newer generation that, at least at the moment, doesn't seem completely reliable.
Just over a day before the official reveal of Google's new Pixel 8 and Pixel 8 Pro devices, someone's posted an unboxing video on YouTube. A pair of shorts were posted by PBK Reviews yesterday, revealing the packaging and both devices, a matte black 8 Pro and a glossy green Pixel 8. Based on the videos, it looks like both devices will have the same in-display fingerprint as their predecessor, and both phones come with a charging cable, but no charging brick in the box. We'll find out all the details about the phones when they're officially unveiled at the Made by Google event tomorrow. The James Webb Space Telescope has discovered pairs of planets floating through the cosmos together, apparently unconnected to any star. Around 40 pairs of the Jupiter-sized planets have been spotted roaming in the Orion Nebula, and astronomers say they're currently unable to explain them. Experts say they're exploring a number of theories as to how they came about. One is that the floating planets were originally made around stars and were then kicked out into interstellar space through various interactions. The planets have been nicknamed Jupiter Mass Binary Objects, or JUMBOs for short. The first ever fine has been issued for leaving debris in space. Satellite TV provider Dish has been fined $150,000, that's £124,000, for not properly deorbiting its EchoStar 7 satellite. Dish admitted liability, and the Federal Communications Commission in the US, who issued the fine, called the agreement a breakthrough settlement in the context of space debris. The TV provider was due to remove the satellite from service in May last year, but a few months before that, it found the satellite didn't have enough fuel left to navigate to a disposal location. Researchers at the University of Cambridge say getting a diabetes diagnosis at 30 years old could cut 14 years from your life expectancy. The findings were published in the Lancet Diabetes and Endocrinology journal and show that even a diagnosis at the age of 50 can reduce life expectancy by up to 6 years. Researchers say the findings highlight the urgent need to develop and implement interventions that prevent or delay onset of diabetes. But Professor Naveed Sattar from the University of Glasgow said the findings also suggest that early detection of diabetes by screening, followed by intensive glucose management, could help prevent long-term complications from the condition. Coming up, why AI art is being restricted from crowdfunding sites, and the planet that just keeps shrinking. Stay up to date with the latest tech and science news. Give us a follow during the break. Welcome back. A mystery explosion seen and heard across Oxfordshire yesterday was apparently caused by a lightning strike. Severn Trent Green Power confirmed a strike had caused a fire at its green waste processing facility near Yarnton. It said a digester tank was struck by lightning, causing the gases within the tank to ignite, but no one was injured. Pictures of the explosion and subsequent fireball in the sky were shared on social media last night, with some saying it had turned the horizon orange. Crowdfunding site BackerKit says it's standing with creators and restricting the use of AI art from the platform. It'll no longer allow solely AI-generated content on its platform, and said the new policy aims to address growing concerns around ownership of content, ethical sourcing of data, and compensation for the process of creating content. It means any project that makes use of solely AI-generated content, or content that lacks a minimum requirement of human input, won't be allowed to crowdfund on the site. And finally, it looks like Mercury, the smallest planet in our solar system, is shrinking. Research suggests it has been for around 3 billion years, and its radius may have decreased by as much as 7 kilometres in total. Benjamin Mann, a research student from the Open University, discovered hundreds of small, fresh valleys or ditches, called grabens, on the planet's surface. These indicate recent tectonism on Mercury, meaning the planet's outer crust is contracting, and it's getting smaller. You're up to date. Come back at 4 o'clock and search for the Leader podcast for the latest news and analysis from the Evening Standard. We're back tomorrow afternoon at 1. See you then.